What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and enjoying freedom. It's a great day to have a great day. It's a great day to talk about and be the owner of some real deal silver and some real deal gold, but also to prepare yourself in other ways as well. Silver is something that many of us, gold is something that many of us are using as a potential long-term hedge against inflation, but it's not the end-all be-all and ultimately will not save you in the event of any emergency. We're going to get into it, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for a bunch of videos, subscribe to my second channel for bonus videos, and follow me on social media at Mykie DYDSS across all platforms. 4 super quick things as we fully dive into the video. Number 1, if you haven't already, get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel. We have the brand new It's a Great Day to Have a Great Day t-shirt and coffee mug. DYDSS store will be linked in the description. 2, make sure to try yourself some Celsius Energy. That's right, it's a healthier alternative to the other energy drinks out there. You can get a 12-pack variety pack on Amazon right now. I will leave an affiliate link in the description so you can try out the different flavors. 3, if you're not already investing and you'd like to be, make sure to download Webull and fund your account. They're going to give you some free stocks just for doing so. And they make it really simple for a new investor to start investing because of how easy it is to learn about the market and navigate on their app. Webull link in the description. 4th and finally, if you need any silver or gold stacking supplies, airtight tubes and capsules, anti-tarnish paper, mini lock boxes, currency sleeves, microscopes, the list goes on. Any and all stacking supplies, and any and all prepping supplies will be linked in the description for your convenience. Okay, so in today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit about how silver and gold are used as a form of financial preparation. But if that's something that you are exclusively focused on and you are failing to prepare yourself in other ways as well, then you are essentially shooting yourself in the foot as far as I'm concerned. Now, before we fully dive into that, let's do a quick little spot price update. As I'm filming this video on Thursday, June 19th, 2025 at 7:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, spot price of silver is $36.33. It's down about 5 cents at this time, or down 0.13%. A mild red day, down a little bit from where it was about a day and a half ago. We actually saw silver over $37. It was at like a 14-year high. It was crazy. And even though it's down a little bit right now, it's still sitting at a 13-year high. Spot price of gold, same time, same day, Thursday, June 19, 2025, 7:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The spot price of gold is $3,366.73. It's down about $4.77 at this time, or down 0.14%. So silver's down 0.13%, gold is down 0.14%. Precious metals are having a very similar day to one another. So in addition to the precious metals, because I think many of us who are stacking the precious metals are utilizing the silver, maybe we're utilizing the gold for similar reasons. Store of value, wealth preservation, a long-term hedge against inflation. In my opinion, the precious metals could potentially be a fantastic way of fighting off inflation and financially preparing yourself. But here's the thing. If you truly want to be well-rounded, if you truly want to be as prepared as humanly possible, you cannot focus exclusively on one particular area. You need to build yourself a multifaceted preparation system for yourself, for your family, for the people that you care about, for your future. You got to prepare yourself in ways other than just fighting off inflation years, decades out into the future. Now, I'll make the first example pretty quick because I've talked about this in recent videos. But in addition to the precious metals, alongside the silver and the gold, I do believe it is vital to have some of that fiat paper currency, glorified IOU debt notes. You got to have yourself, they've always said 1 to 3 months worth of expenses. In recent years, I think we've kind of come to the conclusion that 3 to 6 months is a little bit more intelligent. So have yourself, set a goal for yourself, 3 months worth of expenses. Once you get to 3 months, set a goal to get to 4 months, then 5 months, then 6 months. And once you get to that point, I think you're probably in pretty decent shape when it comes to having a cash emergency fund. Now, this is obviously not your Netflix account. This is obviously not going and getting pizza, every Friday night. That's not what this includes. This includes keeping a roof over your head, food in the fridge, your car on the road, things like that. Your necessary living expenses. The things that you need to pay for in order to survive and in order to continue on. Gotta have those things. So make sure you total it all up. How much are you spending every single month on the absolute essentials? And multiply that number by 3. Once you get to 3, once you reach that number, work on getting yourself to 4, then 5, then 6 months worth of living expenses. That's the end of that. The next thing that I want to talk about is kind of geographical. The answer to this question might be different for you than it is for me. Might be different for her than it is for him. And the question is, when it comes to, I don't even want to say anything as extreme as natural disasters, but when it comes to things like that, what is the most likely scenario that's going to happen in the area that you live? If you live way out there, maybe tornadoes, maybe it's wildfires, maybe it's just simply, very, very heavy rainstorms that lead to the power going out, maybe it's blizzards, snowstorms, whatever the case may be. So for me, here in the Northeast, the Mid-Atlantic area, heavy rainstorms, power outs, and we don't get the worst of the worst heavy snowstorms, but we do get some pretty heavy snowstorms. So those are kind of like the key things that I like to prepare for and what I've been preparing myself for. Hurricanes, stuff like that. That's how I've always prepared myself. In fact, I've been preparing myself for those particular scenarios years and years and years and years before I even knew that, quote unquote, prepping was a thing. Before I knew the prepper online community, I didn't know any of that. I didn't know that was a thing. And I didn't know that people were prepping in extreme ways. I've always been more of a practical type of prepper. Okay, yeah, the area that I live, we are likely to experience hurricanes, power outs, snowstorms in the winter. How can I prepare myself? So the answer to the question for you might be wildfires. The answer for you might be potentially a tornado. It could be so many different things. It's geographical. So there are several supplies that I've been picking up over the years. I really started picking all of these up 2019, 2020, 2021, and I use almost all of them on a monthly basis. Some of them I use even more frequently. First one I want to quickly mention is actually one that I use on a daily basis, and it is hands down 100% without a doubt the smartest purchase I have ever made in my life, and that would be a water purification unit. The one that I went with is the Berkey. The Big Berkey, to be more specific. It's a 2.25 gallon unit. I fill it up with tap water. It filters on through to the bottom chamber, and it removes everything. You can pour swamp water into this thing if you want to, and it'll clean it. It'll filter it. It'll purify it. Doesn't have to be the brand that I went with, but make sure you have yourself clean water supply. Drinking water. You're going to need that. If the power goes out, or if you're in some type of an emergency situation, and it doesn't have to be a water purification unit, it could be one of those big drums, one of those big barrels of water. It could be an entire stack. I was going to say a whole pallet. It could be a nice stack of those big 24 packs or those 36 packs of water bottles. Something like that. You want to make sure that you have access to clean, drinkable water. Next thing that I want to talk about would be a generator of some sort. Now, it doesn't have to be a generator that gets the whole house back up and running. It could be something on a smaller scale. Like I have 2 small portable power stations. One is a 500 watt unit, and the other one I believe is a 160. I can't remember if I have the 160 or the 240, but either way, it's a smaller unit. But the big one that I have, the 500 watt one, and by the way, there's a 1,000 watt one, and I think there's ones even bigger than that. I went with the Jackery. If you want to read a little bit more about it, I'll leave a link in the description. It's an Amazon affiliate link, by the way, so you don't just have to get my opinion. You can read the thousands and thousands of other reviews. But it's a 500 watt portable power station. Again, you don't have to go with the brand that I went with. That's just the one that I use. And I got this thing, I believe it was in 2020, and it has been an absolute game changer. And something that you'll notice with some of the products that I talk about in today's video, they're not just emergency prepping supplies. Some of these are like everyday, like camping supplies. But you want to make sure that you have access to some level of power. You want to make sure that you have access to, or the ability to charge some of your devices. You want to make sure that you have access to these things in the event of an emergency. Whether you're bugging out, whether you're camping, or whether you're going through a full-blown emergency. Something else that I have is a food dehydrator, and that's because, number one, the main reason I got this thing was because I was really, it kills me to throw out produce, or really to throw out food at all. I just, the way that I grew up, like it just doesn't sit right with me to throw out food, or to let food go bad and have to toss it. I don't like that. So anytime that I have extra produce, or mainly fruits, to be honest, anytime that I have extra fruit, chop it up, throw it in the food dehydrator. It'll remove 95, sometimes more % of the moisture from inside the fruit, and it'll turn it into like an apple chip, or a banana chip, or a strawberry chip. And you can store these things away, and if they're stored properly, they'll last, as close to forever as possible. I mean, they'll last years and years and years and years and years, which is definitely a good thing. It saves me a little bit of money, because rather than throwing away some of what I spent my money on, I can make it last a whole lot longer. And in the event of an emergency, guess what? Guess who has, a bunch of jars of dehydrated fruits and whatnot? So I use the Nesco food dehydrator. You don't have to go with the brand that I went with, but if you're interested in reading a little bit more about mine, I will leave that affiliate link in the description down below. Something else. In the event of a power out, or in the event of just simply camping, gonna have to cook some food. Now, of course, you can get a whole system, but something that I thought was pretty interesting, and it's actually been really helpful, is I got myself this little portable fire pit / cooking stove. So the brand that I went with, and there's so many brands out there, but the one that I went with, and the one that I'm really happy that I went with, is called the Solo Stove. It's about the size of a paint can. It's a Solo Stove campfire. It's cool. It has holes all around the perimeter at the bottom and at the top, and it gets this like ventilation going, and it's like it's like 99% smokeless, so you're not getting all the smoke in your face. You don't have to worry about that. It's fueled by nature. All you have to do to get the fire going is load it up with twigs and branches and dried leaves, and you can even throw some paper and whatnot in there. And this thing burns fast. This thing burns hot. So if you need heat, if you're camping, or if the power is out, or whatever the case may be in the wintertime, this thing will keep you warm. And if you need it for cooking, it has this top attachment. You place it on top, and you could put a frying pan on top, and bing, bang, boom, there you go. Again, if you're interested in the one that I have, I'll leave an affiliate link in the description. Keep in mind, like I said before, you'll notice a trend here. You'll notice a pattern. A lot of what I'm talking about in today's video are not just emergency prepping supplies, but these are just simple everyday camping supplies. These are things that they're not going to sit in the closet or in the trunk of your car, and it's not going to be one of those things where you're like, oh, I'd rather have it not need it than need it and not have it. As true as that may be, guess what? You're still going to be able to use these things on a regular basis. And in the event of an emergency, that's when they will especially come in handy. Worthwhile purchases that I made, spent my own money on these things. I'm not sponsored by any of these brands. I'm not paid by any of these brands. I paid full price for these products after doing extensive research. And I got these products. I've tested them out. If they weren't good, I would have returned them. I've kept them. And I use them, all of them, on a regular basis. Some more frequently than others. Some I use probably more seasonally rather than monthly or weekly or whatever. But either way, I use them all the time. Another one I want to quickly mention, compressed paper towels / toilet paper tablets. These things, like, you can get like a pack of 500. I got this one like years and years and years ago. They are about the size of... They're about the size of a bottle cap. And if you drop a little bit of water on them, you can open it up, and I believe it's like 10 by 10 or maybe 12 by 12. Like, it's like this big cloth. And it's the material of a really soft paper towel, but it's actually kind of stretchy. Even when it's wet, if you pull it from side to side, it's not going to rip in half. Like, you have to really yank it in order to rip it. And this could be a form of... This could be for, sanitary purposes. This could be cleaning up a mess. It could be used as toilet paper, paper towel, tissues, whatever the case may be. And you can get yourself a pack of hundreds. The one that I went with, 500 pack. And it comes with these little tubes, storage tubes. I think it holds like maybe 8, 9, or 10 per tube. So that's a good thing to toss into the glove box of the car, or keep in the bug out bag, or whatever the case may be, or your everyday bag. I'll leave the link to the one that I have in the description section down below. And the last one that I want to quickly mention would have to be none other than the Running Snail Emergency Weather Radio. So the cool thing about this is it's actually more than just a weather radio. It's good that it's a weather radio, because in the event of, once again, the power going out or being in some type of an emergency situation, you're going to want to have emergency weather updates. But on a regular day, a non-emergency day, you could just switch it AM, FM, and just listen to music. In addition to that, it doubles as a phone charger, so you can charge your phone with this device, and on top of that, it triples as a flashlight. It has a switch on the side, and you just flip that switch, and boom, all of a sudden, it's a flashlight. The cool thing about it is you can charge it in 3 completely different ways. You can hand crank it. It has a hand crank on the back, so you can manually crank it up and charge it that way. 2, it comes with a charger, so you can just plug it into the wall and let it charge up that way. Or 3, it actually has a really slim solar panel on the top. So if you're camping, you wake up in the morning, you could just sit this thing down on the table or the hood of your car or whatever the case may be, and let it go for the entire day. Let it sit out there, soak up the sun, and guess what? Now you have a charged radio. Charged via solar, or by plugging it into the wall, or by hand cranking it. Either way. There are so many emergency weather radios out there. The one that I use is from Running Snail. You don't have to go with the brand I went with. But if you want to read a little bit more about the one that I use, I will obviously leave the Amazon affiliate link in the description. So once again, coming around full circle here, the silver and the gold could potentially be an excellent way of combating inflation. Could be a fantastic way of storing value and preserving wealth for the long haul. But that is merely financial preparation. You are neglecting other forms of preparation. All the money in the world's not going to do you any good when the power goes out and you're sitting in the dark and you don't have any food, or maybe you do have food but you don't have a way to cook it, or maybe you do have a way to cook it but this is going on or that's going on, and you need this or you don't have that, or all of a sudden you don't have access to water, or whatever the case may be. You want to make sure that you are preparing yourself in a variety of different ways. You want to make sure that you are building yourself, constructing yourself a multifaceted preparation system. Financial prepping is one of those facets. There are many other facets as well. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. Don't fall behind. Don't fail to prepare yourself in other ways because you're too fixated on this one particular form of prepping. Stay focused, stay busy, stay ready so you don't got to get ready. And I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. Other than the silver and the gold as a form of financial preparation, how else are you prepping? Let me know. If you guys like today's video, please hit that like button, subscribe. If you're new, subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for bonus videos. Follow me on social media at Mykie DYDSS across all platforms. And of course, 4 super quick things as we wrap up the video. Number 1, get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel. We have the brand new It's a Great Day to Have a Great Day t-shirt and coffee mug. DYDSS store will be linked in the description. 2, if you haven't already, try you out some Celsius Energy. That's right, it's a healthier alternative to the other energy drinks out there. You can get a 12-pack variety pack on Amazon right now. I will leave an affiliate link in the description so you can try out the different flavors. 3, if you're not already investing and you'd like to get started, make sure to download Webull and fund your account. They're going to give you some free stocks just for doing so. And they make it really easy for a new investor to start investing because of how simple it is to navigate on the app and learn about the market. And I do plan on taking 3 people this month in May of 2025. I want to help 3 people learn about the market and help them and guide them through kickstarting their very own investment portfolio. So if you want to be one of those 3, please reach out, and the Webull link will be in the description. 4th and finally, if you need any silver or gold stacking supplies, whether it be airtight tubes and capsules, whether it be anti-tarnish paper, mini lock boxes, currency sleeves, microscopes, the list goes on. Any and all stacking supplies and any and all prepping supplies will be linked in the description for your convenience. And I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know one more time. What are your thoughts on everything shared in today's video? When it comes to preparing yourself for long-term financial hardships, whether it be inflation, whether it be this, whether it be that, or when it comes to preparing yourself in ways that aren't necessarily financial preparation, maybe sensible prepping, practical prepping, for power outs, for heavy rainstorms, for snowstorms, for natural disasters, things like that. How are you staying ready so that you don't got to get ready? Head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next one. Don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.